Have you ever stood in front of the bathroom mirror in the morning, brushing your teeth or washing your face, and noticed something slightly different about your reflection? Maybe it was a new line on your forehead, a bit of puffiness around the eyes, or just the general signs of time marching on. We all do it. We inspect our faces for wrinkles or gray hairs, often worrying about what they mean for our vanity. But what if I told you that your mirror is actually a crystal ball? What if I told you that there are specific, subtle, and frankly quite weird changes that can appear on your face? Signs that have nothing to do with vanity and everything to do with the health of your heart. Imagine waking up tomorrow, looking in that same mirror, and spotting a tiny detail that could act as an early warning system, giving you the chance to prevent a heart attack years before it happens. It sounds like science fiction, but your body is an incredibly intelligent machine, and when the engine, your heart, starts to struggle, it often sends distress signals to the surface long before you feel chest pain or shortness of breath. The problem is, most of us simply don't know what to look for. We ignore these silent whispers until they become a scream. Today, we are going to change that. We are going to learn how to listen to those whispers. It is not just about aging. It is not just part of getting older. There are hidden culprits, specific physiological changes happening inside your arteries that manifest in surprising ways on the outside. In this conversation, we are going to walk through 3 very specific, somewhat strange body signs that predict cardiovascular trouble. We will uncover why they happen, the simple science behind them, and most importantly, the specific foods and habits you can start today to help reverse the damage and strengthen your heart. By the end of this time together, you won't just look in the mirror differently. You will have a roadmap to better health, stronger arteries, and peace of mind. Before we dive into these 3 signs, if you care about staying healthy, independent, and keeping your heart beating strong for decades to come, consider subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications. We share the kind of deep, research-backed senior health tips that simple doctor visits often overlook. And I am curious, where in the world are you watching from today? Are you joining us from the US, the UK, Australia, or somewhere else entirely? Drop a comment below with your location. It is always amazing to see how far our community of proactive seniors reaches, and I love reading every single one of your responses. Now, let's get right into it. The first sign on our list is something that seems so unrelated to your heart that you might think I'm making it up, but it has been backed by decades of medical research. I want you to take a close look at your earlobes. Yes, your earlobes. Specifically, we are looking for a diagonal crease that runs from the tragus, that little nub of cartilage at the front of your ear canal, backwards and downwards to the edge of the earlobe. In the medical world, this is known as Frank's sign, named after Dr. Sanders T. Frank, who first noticed the connection back in the 1970s. It looks like a permanent wrinkle or a deep fold in the skin of the earlobe. You might see it on one ear, or you might see it on both. You are probably asking yourself how on earth a wrinkle on my ear has anything to do with the pump inside my chest. It sounds completely bizarre, doesn't it? But here is the simple science behind it. Your earlobes are one of the few parts of your body that are fed by what we call end arteries. These are tiny blood vessels that don't have a backup supply. When your arteries throughout your body start to harden or clog up with plaque, a condition called atherosclerosis, blood flow decreases everywhere. Because the blood vessels in the earlobe are so tiny and delicate, they are often the first to suffer from this lack of oxygen and nutrients. When those tissues don't get enough blood, the elastic fibers and the collagen that keep your skin plump and smooth start to break down and collapse. That collapse creates the crease. So, in a way, that little line on your ear is a reflection of what is happening inside your coronary arteries. It is a sign that the microcirculation is compromised. A study published in the American Journal of Medicine actually found that this crease was significantly associated with an increased risk of coronary artery disease, It is like the canary in the coal mine. Now, imagine standing there and seeing this line. It is easy to feel a sudden rush of anxiety, but I want you to pause. Don't panic. Having the crease doesn't mean you are having a heart attack right this second. It means your body is giving you a heads up. It is an invitation to take action. If you see this sign, it is a great prompt to schedule a checkup and ask specifically for a lipid panel to check your cholesterol and perhaps a stress test. But what can you do right now at home? If this sign points to poor circulation and collagen breakdown, we want to flood the body with foods that support artery health. Think about adding more nitric oxide-rich foods to your diet. Beets and leafy greens like arugula and spinach are superstars here. When you eat them, your body converts their nitrates into nitric oxide, which acts like a relaxant for your blood vessels, helping them widen and improving blood flow to every corner of your body, including your heart and, yes, even your earlobes. It's a simple swap, a beet salad at lunch or a handful of spinach in your morning scramble that can start to turn the tide on your circulation. Let's move on to the second sign, and this one is arguably even more direct because it involves visible cholesterol. I want you to look at the skin around your eyelids. Have you ever noticed soft, yellowish, slightly raised bumps appearing on your upper or lower eyelids, or perhaps near the inner corner of your eye where it meets your nose? These are called xanthelasma. It is a difficult word to say, but the concept is simple. These bumps are actual deposits of cholesterol that have accumulated just under the skin. Now, think about that for a moment. We often talk about high cholesterol as a number on a piece of paper from the doctor, something abstract. But when you see xanthelasma, you are seeing the physical manifestation of that excess fat. If there is enough cholesterol in your blood that it is spilling over and depositing under the skin of your eyelids, there is a very high probability that it is also depositing in the walls of your arteries, forming the plaques that lead to heart attacks and strokes. Picture this scenario. You are getting ready for a dinner out, maybe applying a bit of makeup or just washing your face, and you feel that little bump. It's painless. It doesn't itch. It doesn't hurt. It is easy to dismiss it as just a skin tag or an age spot, but that little yellow bump is a red flag waving frantically. A study in the British Medical Journal found that people with these yellow markings were significantly more likely to have a heart attack within 10 years than those without them. It is your body literally pushing the problem to the surface to show you what is wrong. This sounds scary, I know. It is unsettling to think that the insides of our vessels are struggling. But remember, knowledge is power. If you spot these bumps, you have been given a gift, the gift of time to fix it. The presence of xanthelasma suggests that your body is struggling to metabolize fats efficiently. So, what is the actionable takeaway here? Aside from seeing your doctor, you want to focus on fiber. Soluble fiber is like a sponge in your digestive system. It binds to cholesterol and drags it out of your body before it can be absorbed into your bloodstream. Oats, beans, lentils, and fruits like apples and pears are packed with this artery-clearing nutrient. Imagine that morning bowl of oatmeal acting like a scrub brush, gently cleaning out your system. Try to start your day with oats and berries instead of toast or sugary cereals. It is a small change, but over months and years, it can drastically lower your cholesterol profile and help your body clear those deposits. Before we get to the third and perhaps most surprising sign, I want to check in with you. If you are finding these tips useful so far, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps spread the word to other seniors who might benefit from this life-saving information. And if you haven't yet, do subscribe for more little-known health insights. We are just getting started on this list, and I want to make sure we are building this community of health together. I hope you are taking mental notes because this next one is subtle but incredibly important. The third sign requires you to look deep into your own eyes. Specifically, look at the iris, the colored part of your eye. Do you see a light gray or white ring or halo circling the outer edge of your iris? It might look like a hazy circle separating the colored part of your eye from the white of your eye. This is called corneal arcus, or sometimes halo senilis. Now here's the nuance. If you are in your 80s or 90s, this is considered relatively normal, a common sign of aging. However, if you are under 60 or even in your early 70s and you see this prominent white ring, it is a strong indicator of high cholesterol and potential atherosclerosis. Much like the yellow bumps on the eyelids, this ring is formed by lipid deposits, fats, settling in the edge of the cornea. It sounds almost poetic, doesn't it? A halo in the eye. But biologically, it tells us that your lipid metabolism, the way your body handles fats, is off balance. The cornea usually has a very clear blood supply relationship, and when these fats start accumulating there, it is a sign that the systemic levels of cholesterol in your blood are high enough to start parking themselves in tissues where they don't belong. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing that faint white ring. It doesn't affect your vision. You can see through it perfectly fine. That is why it is so dangerous. It is silent. It doesn't hurt, but it is telling you that your arteries might be stiffening. So, what do we do if we see the halo? We need to tackle inflammation and fat oxidation. You see, cholesterol is most dangerous when it becomes oxidized, when it reacts with oxygen and hardens. To combat this, we need antioxidants. I want you to think about eating the rainbow. Dark berries, brightly colored bell peppers, carrots, and tomatoes. These foods are packed with antioxidants that protect your cholesterol from oxidizing. Think of antioxidants as a rust-proofer for your insides. Also, consider adding omega-3 fatty acids to your routine. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, or sardines, or plant sources like walnuts and flax seeds. Omega-3s help reduce triglycerides and calm inflammation in the blood vessels. Picture those healthy fats smoothing out the lining of your arteries, making it harder for plaque to stick. If you notice that gray ring, commit to having a fatty fish dinner twice a week. It is delicious, and it is medicinal. It might feel a bit unsettling to learn all this, to look in the mirror and search for cracks in the foundation. But remember, the body is always trying to heal. It is resilient. These signs, the earlobe crease, the eyelid bumps, the corneal ring, they are not a death sentence. They are a communication from your body asking for help. And now that you know the language, you can answer that call. You don't need to overhaul everything overnight. You don't need to run a marathon tomorrow or eat only raw kale for the rest of your life. Even cutting down on processed sugars, which drive the inflammation that makes cholesterol sticky, can spare your heart a lot of stress. Imagine waking up in a few months, feeling more energetic, walking up the porch steps easily again, and knowing that you are actively cleaning up your arteries with every good meal you choose. That is the power you hold in your hands. Let's take a moment to recap because I want you to walk away with a clear plan. First, check your earlobes for that diagonal crease. If you see it, boost your nitric oxide with leafy greens and beets to help those blood vessels relax and open up. Second, check your eyelids for yellowish bumps. If they are there, increase your soluble fiber with oats and beans to sponge up that excess cholesterol. And third, look for the gray halo around your iris. If you spot it, focus on antioxidants and omega-3s to fight inflammation and protect your vessel walls. It is all about giving your body what it needs and avoiding the sneaky things that cause harm. And I want to mention one more thing that ties all of this together: movement. None of these dietary changes work in a vacuum. Your heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs to be worked to stay strong. I know that as we get older, joints get stiff, knees ache, and fatigue sets in. It is tempting to sit in the recliner, but sitting is the enemy of circulation. I am not asking you to join a gym. I am asking for a daily walk, just 20 or 30 minutes. When you walk, your muscles contract and squeeze the veins in your legs, pumping blood back up to your heart. It forces your arteries to dilate. It helps clear sugar and fat from your bloodstream. Picture your walk as a daily tune-up for your engine. Even if you have to break it up into 10 minutes in the morning and 10 in the afternoon, just keep moving. Movement is the medicine that makes the food work. Now, as we come to the end of our time today, I want to leave you with a thought. I know getting older is hard. The aches, the pains, the fear of losing mobility or becoming a burden to our families, it can be scary and discouraging. Sometimes it feels like our bodies are betraying us. But you are not alone in this, and it is not too late to turn things around. Every small step you take, every better food you choose, every walk you take around the block, every time you choose water over soda is strengthening your heart and your future freedom. One meal, one step at a time, you are taking charge of your health. You are telling your body that you are not done yet. You are telling your heart that you are going to support it so it can support you. Your independence is carried by your legs and powered by your heart. You have so much life left to live, so many memories left to make with your grandchildren and loved ones. Don't let fear paralyze you. Let these signs in the mirror be the spark that ignites a new chapter of health for you. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these tips surprised you the most? Did you check the mirror while watching this? Do you have any of these signs? Or have you noticed them in a loved one? Share your story or any questions in the comments below. I read every single one, and we all learn from each other's experiences. Your story might be the encouragement someone else needs to read today. What change are you going to make after watching this? Let us know. Writing it down is the first step to making it real. If this video helped you or opened your eyes even a little, please hit the like button. It means a lot to me personally, and it helps YouTube show this video to others who need to see it. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on important health insights that could improve your life. We have plenty more science-backed tips for thriving in your golden years because your health and independence are worth fighting for. If you are still with me and you are determined to stay strong and keep that heart beating rhythmically for years to come, type a 1 in the comments to affirm it. I want to see a flood of ones from people who are ready to take control. Stay strong, stay healthy, and remember, your body is your home, and it's never too late to start a renovation. Keep taking those small steps for your health. They add up to giant strides in your freedom. I'll see you in the next video.